What's good, everybody? It's just your neighborhood angler, MoneyBass, out here about to do this thing we call Bass for Cash. Let's see, we got Clint Perry already in the chat. He says, you all know this means 315. What you mean, Clint? What you talking about, Clint? All right, guys, we get out here on a weekly basis, do this thing called Bass for Cash, where I come out here, see how many fish we can catch in about 2 hours. I think we have about 2 hours on the shot clock today. Hopefully that storm that's out there in the ground, I don't know if that's a storm or what, but hopefully it doesn't come this way. We're gonna see how fish we can get to the boat. We're gonna try something a little different today too. I want to see if we can get some fish, use one of these minnow baits that I've told you guys about. So we're gonna see how we can get out here, do that. But before we do that, I'm gonna spend some time on my electronics today, scanning around and seeing if we can actually find some bait fish. So what I need to do in order to do that is come in here, and you guys haven't seen me mess around my electronics in a long while. So let's see, we're gonna put this one on here, sonar in 2D, and let's just save this as a shortcut. So we have one shortcut with my mapping, sonar 2D, and let's see if we got on this next one, we're gonna go sonar 2D. There we go, sonar 2D, and that's what we'll do. So we got mapping, sonar 2D. I don't think we really need side scan today because we are going to be focusing on, no, you know what I need? Let's do mapping. No, we'll leave it like this for now. All right, so now let's get the settings set up on here. What's going on, James Larry? Phil said, are those your new electronics? No, sir. I just generally don't scan or anything like that when I come out anymore, guys. I pretty much just come out here and start fishing and just seeing what we can make happen. But since I'm gonna be out here scanning and stuff a little bit today, we're gonna look for some bait fish, and then we're gonna look for some suspended fish. But before we do that, let me go ahead and clean this off a little bit since we're gonna be using it. So we're gonna look for bait fish, and then we're gonna target bass that are around those bait fish. All right, so now let's get these settings done right. So we need to go to the right side and let's adjust these things. Let's see, sensitivity all the way up, contrast, upper range 0, lower range 60 feet. Yeah, I guess we can leave that on 60. Chart speed. All right, so now let's just scan a little something. Just so we can see what we're looking like on this 2D sonar. Oh man, you know what? Let me make sure I have my 2D set up on the correct unit. So 2D, G2N. Oh man, you know what? I need to swap these units because this one right here is actually set up to run. It's not set up to run with that transducer. Phil said, let's catch a big one today. All right, we're gonna see if we can make it happen, Phil. But let's swap this 10. So this is the older G2N unit, and this one up here in the front is my G3. So this G3 unit is the one that I need to have up there with the with that to run that transducer in the back. And if you guys take a look, my 360 is actually gone because I have to send that back off to the Humminbird support. They're probably just going to replace it for me. All right, so we'll get this one set up. So we'll just run mapping on this one up here once that one comes up. And now let's get this one back here and get this one set up so we can actually do some scanning. See if we can find some bait fish. I mean bait balls first. Phil said, I had thought you said in a previous stream that you were going to buy new electronics. That's why I asked. No, sir. I do not plan on buying until maybe what I said was once the electronics that I have stop working, then I may switch over and try Garmin Live Scope. But right now I have Humminbird units. All right, Phil says, I like seeing a lot of electronics. I used to have a lot on my boat too. They're fun to play with. I had autopilot. That was great. Yes, sir. So, yep, I got autopilot, all that stuff up there on the front on that trolling motor up front. But now let's see if I can get everything. So we just have to wait for it to boot up, get everything connected. So I know this will probably be boring for some of you guys if you're not into the electronic side of things. But all we're gonna do today is we're gonna scan with sonar and down scan. There we go, it's looking good. All right, so let's see what shortcuts we have set up. All right, so there we go. Side scan, sonar, down imaging. All right, there's that. All right, there we go. So that's what we need. Let's see. I got two set up on the same thing. All right, let's see. What's on that one? Mapping. What's on this one? All right, so we need sonar and down scan. So we'll put sonar and down scan on that. And that's all we need. All right, now we can scan a little bit. So we're just gonna run across this area right here where I marked some stuff at and just see how it looks on the on my sonar and down scan. And once I have those set up to where the images look good, and since I don't have my 2 units up here, what I'm gonna be doing a lot is switching back and forth from my mapping to my, there we go. See, there's a fish sitting right there. Let's see, so we just went over it. All right, so that's some good looking stuff right over here. So there should be fish over there too. Let's swoop back around and roll over it one more time. So all we're doing right now is we're scanning for bait fish, but before we scan for bait fish, I want to make sure that I can see everything real good on my sonar and down scan, because we're going to be looking for bait fish today. So I'm going to run right over this drop right here and see if I can see some of that structure over there. We got City Man. What's going on? Good to see you back in the chat. All right, here we go. So now we're gonna roll right over these areas. There we go. So take a look at that, guys. So that's a nice brush pile. There's some type of tree right there. And look, I don't see any fish on there either. But this lets me know that my units are set up good enough for me to be able to find bait fish now. And actually what I want is I need to have a screen where I have my mapping all on one screen. Let's see if I can find that real quick. If I can have my mapping. There we go, mapping and sonar, there it goes. So we'll put this one first. So I have my mapping, that way I can sonar down scan, there we go. All right, so that's what we need. So now we have mapping, and let's go ahead and get rolling, guys. So we have the unit set up correctly. Now we're gonna go hunting for some bait fish. Let's see, where do I want to head to today? Got everything tied down and ready to roll. All right, make sure you guys hit the like button on your way in. All right, make sure you hit the like button on your way in, guys. All right, and I need to change this. I have it set to 30 feet, but we're gonna be looking about 60 feet, up to 60 feet of water today, because we're looking for bait fish too. There's another brush pile. Can you guys see that right there? That's down sitting 45 feet of water right there. Shout out to DL Peck. He said, what's up, money? Also remind the viewers that you have a ton of helpful Helix videos on your channel's library. That's right. That's right. I did spend a lot of time, a lot of content on my channel. If you search MoneyBass Mega Live or MoneyBass Helix, if any of you guys want to learn about those, just search that on YouTube, and I'm pretty sure some of my videos will pop up for you. Phil said, this is how you win tournaments with electronics. That is exactly how you win. Back when I was being real competitive and everything, Phil, this is what I would do. Nowadays, you guys just see me roll out here, just have a little bit of fun, see what we can make happen. And that's pretty much it. But today, what I'm going to do is just take the time to go and find some bait fish first. So let me just think. So take a look at that, guys. The water is nice and slick and calm today. So we're gonna burn a little bit of gas. All right, guys, make sure you hit the like button on the way in, and let's go ahead and get to it. All right, I need to change my a setting on here, because when I'm running across the lake, I like the boat to sit back on the screen, so it'll give me a little farther reference as far as, let's see, water speed offset, vessel offset. I want to turn that on anytime I go over 15 miles an hour. It should, instead of the boat being in the center right here, it should kick it back now once I go over 15 miles an hour. So let's go ahead and get that cracking again. And let's see, the boat should set back here. There we go. All right, guys, we're in it now. So basically, let's see, we're sitting at about 67 feet of water. I have my electronics set for 60. What we're gonna do, if you take a look at the map, we're in the middle of this channel. And so sometimes these bait fish, so we're just gonna be looking for bait fish. Let me drop water depth over here down a little bit more. 60, let's go down to 70. There we go. So now we can see the bottom because we're in 70 feet of water. But all we're doing right now, guys, is we're gonna look and find bait fish first. So we're gonna be looking over here and just kind of switching back and forth between, we probably don't really need my down scan as much. But that right there is my sonar down scan, and I can hit my, what is that button, a quick button? I forgot the name of it. But I can hit that and just kind of toggle back in between the screens that I need. But we're gonna leave it on mapping so I can kind of see some things in here. And we're in the middle of this ditch, and what we're looking for is clouds of bait fish in here. Once we find those bait fish, there's generally gonna be bass around them. Yeah, the shortcut buttons. So I have 3 shortcut buttons over there that I'm using to toggle in between the screens. I generally don't have to do that if I would have put my other unit back up here, but I'm trying to get me a replacement bracket, guys. So Frisco and Texas Snoop will stop laughing at me about my units bouncing around. So once I get that on here, then I'll put that other unit on here. And what I do is I'll run mapping on this side. So this map right here would just be on one full screen. And on this side, I will have side scan, sonar, and down scan. Now, this is the way I used to prepare for tournaments by doing all of this stuff, guys. instead of just coming out to the lake and starting to, just starting to fish right off. See, there's some fish right here all the way on the bottom at, what is that, about 50 feet. So we should be running up on some bait fish sometime soon. We'll see. Let's see. Let's change this back over. Blow that up just a little bit. Go back over again. So we're gonna drop this down to back to about the 60-foot range. And like I said, all we're doing right now is just looking for bait fish. Phil says, if I was still working, I could make you brackets for free. Okay, he said, I'm retired, so I don't have the tools and equipment to do it. Well, I'm trying. Hopefully, I'll have the brackets I need by tomorrow. I'm working on something, guys. You just wouldn't believe about some of the crazy things that go on out here in this world, about things that seem so simple, but just don't work out that way. Yeah, see, there's a lot of stuff right here. So this is trees and timber right here. I don't really see any fish out there right now. So we're just gonna keep on looking. There we go. Now I'm going across a road bed right here, guys. So you see this road bed coming all the way up. So it's just shooting way up here. And see how fast that came up? There's some fish sitting right down there in the corner. Now we're at the top of it, sitting in 13 feet of water. And we're gonna go on the other side of this road bed, and then it's gonna start to drop off. So we're just gonna look and see if maybe there's some bait fish on the other side. But I'm not seeing any signs of life. I thought for sure there'd be something back here. Where's the bait fish at? Perez said, man, I'm falling asleep. He said, I don't want to see all this scanning. He said, I don't want to see the work that goes into fishing. I just want to see the fishing. All right, so let's see. There's a little bit of something down there. Still no bait fish. Uh-oh, there we go. That's what we're looking for, guys. So you see that little cloud right there? That's a little cloud of bait fish. There's some sitting down there at about, what is that, 35 feet or so. But I didn't see any bass or anything like that around it, so we're gonna keep on rolling. And right now I'm just staying off in the center of the ditch. All right, there's a little something right there. That doesn't look like bait fish though. Phil says, nice bait ball. We got Acasito. Am I saying that right? Acasito in the chat. So yeah, guys, I'm not seeing any bait fish. You know what? Sometimes you can see them on side scan. So let me see. Did I set up side scan? I did not. Let's find side scan. We want down scan, side scan. Was that it? There we go. So we'll put this one down here. So that way we can see side scan, sonar, and down scan. And I can switch between those two and my mapping. So side scan, sometimes I can see bait balls like off to the side. Like, actually, that looked like that may have been one down there when I turned sideways. We got the mass bass. Tid in the chat. He says, I put in an order for 2 fish. He said the MoneyBass Fulfillment Center doesn't look like it will be able to do that. What? What are you talking about? Perez Elite Fishing says, hold on, let me send me those coordinates. I ain't gonna be able to do it. All right, so yeah, guys, I'm not seeing any bait fish back here. So let me get back on my mapping, because I just went kind of shallow. So we'll run straight up the middle of this point right here just to see if there's anything there. So we'll run it on side scan. down scan and sonar. We'll head right back towards this road bed and see if we see anything. DL Peck says, let's see, yes, bass can be in 50 feet of water, but it depends on the species, season, and conditions. They are not strictly surface fish. Oh yeah, I mean, I've caught spotted bass in 80 feet of water before on a drop shot in the timber. All right, let's see, guys. So yeah, we just ran out this point. We just went straight down the middle of that point and nothing. CJ said, how fast did you get going? Did anybody see, what was the fastest you guys saw? Was anybody watching the speedometer on here when I was going? See, I'm going 4.2 miles an hour right now while I'm scanning. But did anybody see how fast I was rolling when we came over here? Phil says, I didn't realize that. I didn't think they went down that far. That shows how much I know. CJ said, I had to jump off, but I'm back. So yeah, guys, I'm not seeing any bait fish over here. Man, we rode all the way out here and no bait fish. Can you believe it? All right, if you guys could, make sure you hit the like button for me. Like I told you, we're doing something a little different today. Today, we're gonna be out here scanning, seeing what we can find, and we're looking for bait fish, really. I was wanting to target some bass with the. All right, so there's some cover right there, but I don't see any fish down there either. So look, over here you can see it a lot better. Let me show you. Can you guys see it? That's my 2D. No, that's the down scan. This is my 2D sonar over here. So you see that cover and everything. So there's some fish right there on that drop off. See these fish right here on the drop off. So I could, and that's about 20 feet. So I could cast and just drag a shaky head or something down there and probably catch something from there. But what I really want to do today is find bait fish first. So that's what I'm looking for, guys. So I know this part is kind of boring, guys, especially for people who aren't into fishing and electronics and stuff like that. But for the most part, when you guys see people out on these lakes and they're coming out crushing it and catching all these fish, a lot of times they have come out and done their homework and scanned and everything. But from what you guys have seen from the things that I've been doing lately, I don't come out and do this part of it anymore. I pretty much just come out to the lake, pull up to an area and see if I can catch some fish. Just go for what I know is what I call it. Frisco said, go to the creeks. Check it out, Frisco. Let me show Frisco something. All right, let's see. Man, look at that right there. So there's a nice fish right there. All right, so Frisco, I'm in a creek right now. So that's what I did. So I think, Frisco, you may just be tuning in. But basically what I'm doing today is I'm scanning around trying to find bait fish first. Let me just go to this screen right here. So let me just show you, Frisco. I know you know how to read your mapping. So you see this creek right here? There's 3 different places that feed. I'm sitting right here where they all meet. I already scanned down in this one. I'm not gonna scan in there. I'm gonna go back out to this point right here and just kind of scan around a little bit there and see if I see anything out here. And if not, then we'll keep on moving. But that's what I'm doing right now, guys. We're scanning, looking for bait fish because I wanted to target schools of bass that are following these bait fish around, but I'm not seeing them. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a bunch of birds out here. You guys see those birds out there? Phil said, did you use that in the tournament last Saturday? I did not. Last Saturday, I told you guys, when I've been coming out here lately, I just come out. I don't really do any scanning or anything now. I just come out and pretty much just start fishing, seeing what we can find. All right, CJ says, go for what I know. I love that. He said, old school bass fishing. All right, let's just stop for a second and just take a look around. Man, look at that water. That's a nice green color too. Man, this trolling motor is a lot lighter. I took my 360 off. Is Frisco in the chat? Check this out, Frisco. I went and did some maintenance. How about that? I went and did some things. All right. Let's see. See if we got everything set up, guys. All right, so I've been adjusting stuff, moving things around. So now I got to get in here and kind of put things back in order. Okay, I got my mapping on here. And let's see what's up with this right here, my sonar. So we're gonna reset this. Frisco said, put in some work, good for you, buddy. All right, so while I'm resetting my electronics and stuff, we're gonna throw around a jerk bait just a little bit. On this point. Phil said, come on, Frisco, give him some credit. Phil, you know Frisco ain't living right. But yeah, check it out, Frisco. So I ordered this right here. I didn't even get the one that was only $16.99, Frisco. You know, they had those things for like $40 and stuff like that. If you get a name stamped on it. Should I have got the one with the name stamped on it for an extra $30? Or got one that I could just, you know, just straight black, nothing else on there. For the $16.99. All right, just waiting for my everything to boot back up. Oh, let me turn that back on. That'll help. Phil said, no way. Can't tell the difference. You did a good job. Frisco said, let's see. He said, still trying to get my ride fixed. Uh-oh. Frisco said, could have gotten FishXLive on it. Man, what am I forgetting to turn on now? Did I turn on my... Oh, goodness, guys. What did I disconnect that I didn't connect back? I disconnected something that I didn't connect back, and I need to figure out what it was. Let's hit spot lock. Oh, there we go. I think it just took it a little longer for everything to reconnect to the system since I was connecting and reconnecting different setups. Alex says, you understand that the bass follow the bait, but you need to understand what moves the bait. Tell him, Alex, what moves the bait? We got Kevin Two Fishes tuning in. Frisco said, did you press that button? I sure did. I pressed that button. All right, let's zoom in a little bit. I see a few birds out there, it looks like. Hey, it's a nice calm day. Not too many people out on the water. Jeff says wind and current. Did he get it right, Alex? Is it wind and current? Is that the answer? Jeff Collins says wind and current for $100, please. Shout out to Tom Mix. Tom Mix says plankton. Alex said, but what moves the plankton? What moves the plankton, guys? All right, if you guys could, please go ahead and double tap your screen. Tap, tap. Hit that like button for me. We're going to be out here for a good time, not a long time. You guys saw we took a little ride this whenever I first came out here. So we're just getting started. So if anybody is just now tuning in, I think I said we had 2 hours on the shot clock. But for some reason, it's looking like I ate up a lot of that time riding around scanning. But hey, scanning will do that, guys. That's why a lot of people don't like to do that, don't like that part of the process, because it eats up a lot of your time. Frisco says, Phil, ride system on a what is that? Z520R out of whack. Okay. Kevin Two Fish says the water's still warm. We're sitting at 51 degrees, 51.7. Yeah, and I'm not seeing any bait fish either, guys. So this is not the creek where the bait fish are. So we're gonna stay back here for a quick second. And then we're gonna take off again. Tom says, wind and current moves the plankton and the bait fish will follow. All right, I see something. If you see something, say something, and I see it. So I gotta say it. Let's go ahead and slow up a little bit, just in case there's some fish up there. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. If they are, they're relating to the bottom. So if the fish are relating to the bottom, then guess what I have to do? I have to go to where the fish are at, right? So I took the time to respool my reels. Is Frisco in the chat? Is he hearing that? Check it out, Frisco. Some bright new line. Got the spool filled all the way up, so my cast should be good. Now look, watch me make my first cast and the and the line gets all knotted up. But my I tied everything up, respooled it, so we should be good to go. Let's put a little stank on it, because we're gonna fish it slow. I'm thinking so the fish are out there relating to the bottom. They're not suspended. So we're just gonna do this for a quick second. Then we're gonna take off again and go to another creek. The goal of today was to come out and do some scanning and find bait fish. Frisco said, is that a new reel? No, sir. It just looks a lot better once I put new fresh line on it. It makes the reel look nice, doesn't it? Look at that. You see that? Would you just look at that? Would you look at that right there? All right, let's see. Let's get line back up. Tom says, I'll be listening while I get ready to head to the nursing home to see the wife. Shout out to Tom Mix. Got to take care of your family. All right, yeah, so it looks like those fish are relating to the bottom. So let's make a little cast out here and see. Let's see if they're relating to the bottom or if they're just tricking me. All right, there we go. We got a good little cast in. So all I'm doing now, we're on a shaky head. So I let that line go out like that, and you can kind of see the line moving. So that's why I put the loops down on the top of the water. Once I see that line stop moving, then I know it's down on the bottom. Now this is 20 pounds, so I went and bought some 20-pound high-vis yellow braid, and I'm still running the 12-pound fluorocarbon for my leader. Jeff Collins says, morning dawn would get the job, would get you bit. Okay. Phil says he just got a gift card from Cabela's. And I'm already going to order new lures and some worms. And I'm going to wait till tomorrow because it's 15% off on a Monday till after Christmas. There you go. All right, so let's see, guys. So I'm thinking these fish right here where I'm at are relating to the bottom. So that's why I picked up my shaky head. We're sitting in, how deep is this water? Oh, man, you know what? I didn't go back and reset up my electronics. So let's go ahead and set my transducer back on the right one. All right, so up here, my 2D is good. That's good. That's good. 360. Okay, it's not reading that. Temp, Mega Live. Let's change that to this. All right, temp 2, now GPS. GPS external, G2N, there we go. All right, so now we're good. Now we should be set back up. We're sitting in about 17 feet of water. Phil said, what kind of knot do I use? I use a, does anybody, who in the chat knows? Who knows what type of knot that I use to tie my braid to fluorocarbon? What kind of knot do I use? And then also, what kind of knots do you guys use? Phil said, looks like 50 degrees. Oh, 50 feet. No, sir, that was 50 degrees. So it's 50.9 degrees right now. Somebody said a uni knot. Oh, my goodness, guys. Yep, those are fish down there relating to the bottom. All right, so now, let's see. Let's make a good cast on that one. Bam. This may be the one we get a fish on right here. Shout out to DL Peck. He knows. He was like, oh, yeah, MoneyBass uses an Alberto knot. I used to use a double uni knot, but I just don't like the way that it goes through the guides. So I use an Alberto knot. CJ says he uses a blood knot. He want to make you bleed when he sets the hook. Ooh, I see something, guys. I see it. I see some activity. I don't see bait fish, but I see some fish out there. What's going on, Eric? Eric says, bring in that PB. Come on, these fish don't want to act right. These fish know we're out here doing bass for cash. They need to cooperate. We need some cooperation. Phil says, I used to use Bimini Twist. Okay. Mark said, you need to put a hook in that mouthpiece. Frisco said, those could be catfishes. Nah, Frisco, I don't think these are catfishes, but I need to catch one to show you, right? All right. One more cast down there. If they're not acting right, then I need to leave. We'll pull into another little creek. Well, another arm off of this creek that I'm currently in. El Dabo says, I use tape to hold the two lines together. I do too. The type of tape I use is called Alberto. Frisco says, need to catch one for all of us. All right, we're going to see if we can make it happen, Frisco. The Mass Bass Kid says he put in an order for 2 fish today. He says he wants 2 fish. He thinks if he, you know, once I bring 2 fish to the boat, that should be enough to win him a little cash for one of those bass. Frisco said, 2, please. Frisco said, I would like 2 bass, please. Come on, fishes. Come on, fishes. The mass bass. T, it says 2 guesses to get some cash. He says, I need 2 guesses, not just 1. Man, it just looks so lovely. I guess I just need 1 more cast. Can I get 1 more cast? Let's just do 1 more cast. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, guys. Want to give a big shout out to SWAT Lawn Operations, one of the original sponsors of this thing we call Bass for Cash. All right, they're not cooperating. Let's just take another look around and see what I can see. No bait fish yet. So we're gonna keep on moving. All right, now if you guys will notice, my trolling motor is a lot easier to pick up and roll now because I removed my 360. I took my target lock off. I changed the bracket. So look at that. Comes right on up with these. So my 360, I took that off because I'm sending it into the shop. They're gonna replace that for me. And I put a new cable. Goodness, what's this thing called? Trolling motor cable jacket. That's what it is. A troll jacket. I put a new one of those on the boat too. All right, hold on 1 second, guys. All right, we're gonna go back into a cove now. Frisco said that blue towel is gone. Yes, sir. I took that bracket off. So I have a target lock. So I'm gonna sell that target lock, and I have that target lock. How much does a target lock cost? Can somebody take a look it up and see how much does a target lock, a Humminbird target lock, how much does that cost? And I know that bracket is separate. I remember that bracket alone was $200. But can somebody look that up and let me know in the chat, how much is a Humminbird target lock? All right, we're gonna start scanning. Shout out to the bass hunter. The bass hunter in the chat, what did he say? He said, I was on Lake Martin yesterday and I could not find any bait fish also. So how'd you do out there? You were fishing a tournament, right? How'd you do in your tournament? Frisco said, target lock costs more than that reel that I'm looking at. Yeah, guys, somebody could look it up. Tell me, how much does a target lock cost? Because I'm going to sell that target lock because it was very useful for when I was using it, but I just kind of got used to fishing without it. I mean, I fished for a long time without it regardless, but it's a nice piece of equipment. I'm pretty sure somebody's out there looking for something like that. All right, there we go, guys. So there's some, we're coming in on this point right here, going into the back of this creek, but you see this timber? So that's some timber right there, right on the edge of the lake. Man, there's a nice fish down there too. Sitting in 30 feet. We're just gonna ease back here into this creek. See if there's any bait fish back here. And we're gonna just cycle through. So take a look, guys. So when you do look at down scan, you can see what the timber actually looks like. So we're going back and forth between mapping, and then let's just hit side scan as we're coming up on this point. Maybe we'll see some rocks out here. Bass Hunter says, I was on Lake Martin. Okay, but yeah, how did you do at the tournament? Goodness, guys, I've not seen any bait fish back here either. Where all the bait fish hiding at? Bass Hunter says, came in third, but they only paid 2 places. Oh, man, that's terrible. That is terrible, Bass Hunter. Well, congratulations on the 3rd place finish, but they only paid 2 places. Don't you just hate that? So we're gonna ease on back here and see if we can see anything else in this cove. So Frisco, I don't know if you're still looking, but see how I'm going back into this creek now? All right, so look at that right there. So let's see, what is that? All right, so we're in this ditch, and now we're starting to come up on some timber, but I'm not seeing any fish down there with it. We got 450. 450 hit me with the 411. All right, so here we go, guys. So there's a fish down there on the bottom. So if we're seeing one, there's generally more. See, there we go. Look at that right there. So what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna stop here, and we're gonna drop this spoon down here and see if we can catch anything with these fish that are relating to the bottom. All right, where is my spoon at? All right, 450. He told me, he says target locks cost $1,500 to $2,000, depending on the setup. That's right. So it's kind of expensive piece of equipment, but I'm going to sell mine for a lot less than that. The Mass Bass Tid says $1,200 to $1,500 in his search. What's going on, Caleb? We got Caleb tuning in. All right, we're gonna cast a spoon out here, try something a little different. We might get hung up on it though, but I'm just gonna bounce this thing back from the bottom. We got Cheetos back in the chat. What's going on, Charles? He says, how's the bendation today? Well, we're waiting on some bendation to take place. Trying something a little different today. I wanted to come out and focus on finding bait fish. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Did I just see something? Shout out to Clint Perry. He says he hit me with the $10 super chat. And look what he says. He says, catch one for some new memberships. Uh-oh, guys, he's putting the pressure on me. So basically, it sounds like what Clint Perry is saying is that if I get a fish to the boat, then he's going to hit you guys with some gifted membership so you can get 2 guesses for this thing we call Bass for Cash. So I guess I need to do my part, right? Let's see. So there's that spoon falling down right there. I'm just hopping it down there. And I'm not seeing any action, guys. This cove is not looking good either. But if you see something, I need you to say something. Texas Noob says, I see it. Frisco says, used and out of that. Let me see. You may have to pay someone to take it. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Shout out to Midwest. He says, I see something. He said, if you see something, say something. We got Jessica back. Jessica was like, hey, I got that gifted membership. And she says, I'm back. Jessica said, I'm back to use my gifted membership. Ah, man, oh man. I thought I was gonna come out here and just find bait fish everywhere, but I haven't even seen any bait fish yet. We're gonna take off and go to another cove right after this though. We got JB in the chat. He says, hi from Australia, mate. He says, use cheese for bait. Catch a cheese fish. He said, fish like cheese. All right. Frisco says, you have enough gas to be running so much? I sure do. You didn't see that last video I put out, did you? Who saw the last video that I put out and how much gas did I put in the boat? Who saw the last fill-up video that I did and how much gas did I put in the boat? Who synced it? We got some people creeping up behind me, guys. Hey, how you doing?
How are you?
All right.
You fighting?
Not for me. How about y'all?
We didn't fish today.
Oh, okay. Just kind of just cruising around. Oh, you appreciate it.
Yeah, man. You can put some fish on that.
Should be able to. All right, y'all too. Shout out to Pure Alaska. Wait a minute. Pure Alaska got it. Pure Alaska saw $174 worth of gas. And it was still running though. So it was more than that. It was still running, Pure Alaska. But Pure Alaska, does anybody notice something wrong with Pure Alaska's name? Pure Alaska's name looks a little naked. Pure Alaska got robbed. They said, give me your membership. Pure Alaska looks a little naked in the chat. I almost didn't recognize him. JB says, the parasites love cheese and fish love parasites, not cheese. Phil says, why do people always got to mess with you when you're fishing? Pure Alaska said, got a new debit card. He said, where's my membership? All right, let's see, guys. All right, there we go. What is that right there? We're going to try one more cast right here. Just right there. See what that is. Right where it needs to be. Man, that's in 35 feet of water right there. Shout out to Pure Alaska. Does anybody see it? Does anybody see it? Pure Alaska was like, give me my clothes back. Pure Alaska was like, where my clothes at? Shout out to Pure Alaska. Welcome to the money team. Pure Alaska says, we back. We back. All right, let's ease on to another cove, guys. Which cove did I want to go to? Goodness. Oh, I know where I want to go. We got to run way to the back of the creeks now, since I'm not all the way in the back of the creek, but I'm going to run to another area and go way to the back just to see what happens. Shout out to Pure Alaska. All right, guys, so Clint Perry has the challenge. He says, if I catch a fish, he's gonna hit you guys with some gifted membership. So let's see. That means I need to go ahead and make something happen. I guess I might as well put my lights on. It seems a little darker out here than it usually does at this time of day. But maybe this is normal now. Maybe I'm just not used to coming out this time in the evening and seeing that it's already starting to get dark outside. All right, so we're gonna put the lights on. Not that I need them just yet, but I can tell that I'm gonna need them in a minute. So might as well put them on now. Shout out to BMP. I'm out here on Lake Lanier, Georgia, down south. I'm a southerner out here having a good old time. All right, let's plug these lights in. Bam, there we go. Lights are up and running. All right, we're gonna ease on and go to this next creek over. See if we can find something. All right, let's try this real quick. BMP says south end or north end. I'm down in like the 4 mile area right now. So that's down toward the south end. But you guys see these birds right here? So we're just gonna look around real quick just to see if maybe these bait fish are just out here in the middle of this creek. So let's take a look and see. Why are these birds out here? Wow, Pure Alaska said they only have 3.5 hours of daylight. All right, let's keep on moving. Oh, there goes some bait fish right there. But I want to go ahead and head to the area where I was planning on going just to see, because time is ticking. All right, and I'm thinking there may be something on this point. Let's check this out. Yeah, it is getting dark a lot earlier now. All right, so we just stopped on a point, a random point out here. I saw some loons out here. Is that what they're called? Those big diving birds? Loons? Pure Alaska says, up north, they have what's called the polar night. They won't see the sun for almost a month and a half. Oh, my goodness. Man, I'm not seeing any fish over here either. What in the heebie-jeebies is going on around here? Where'd the fish go? I'm gonna make a cast anyway because I stopped and I see some rocks. Feels a little spongy down there. What is that? Is that a... Oh, goodness, guys. I set the hook on that rock like it was a humongous whale. But guess what it was? It was a rock. Did Frisco see that? Because that one hurt my wrist. Oh, my goodness. 450. Don't hit me with it, 450. Why did you do it to me? Maybe nobody saw it. Clint, come on, 450 and Clint. I thought we were better than that. I thought we were better than that. Oh, goodness. Pure Alaska says, would that be a rockfish? It sure was. And it was like, I ain't moving. That rock is like, I don't have a mouth. You can't set the hook on me. Let's see, am I gonna get it back? Can you guys see the rocks down there? Yep, I got it back. Man, that was a devastating hook set, though. Jeff Collins said that was a solid hook set. It was a good hook set. The hook set was fun. All right, let's spin back around. Let's make one more cast. That cast didn't count. Midwest said, guess the weight of the rock. Well, we didn't get the rock to the boat though, so it doesn't count. Goodness, it is getting dark now, guys. It's only 5:18. What's up with that? $4.50 said flipping rocks and looking for crawdads. Oh man, guys, time is running out. We're not gonna be able to go to that other area I was talking about. Let's go up here and fish the shoal marker. Cause I gotta get a fish to the boat for Clint Perry. Shout out to Clint Perry. Everybody put CP in the chat. He slid right on in and hit us with that $10 super chat. Really appreciate that, sir. Let's ease on up here to a shoal marker and just fish some rocks. I need to come out here a little earlier so that we can go and find those bait fish. Maybe we can get out here a little earlier tomorrow. Shout out to Clint Perry, guys. Oh man, come on, Phil. Why did you even have to mention that? Why did you even have to say the word, Phil? All right, we're just gonna fish some shoal markers real quick. All right, let's see. Dun, 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 dun. They'll say, you know, every time I say that, you catch a fish. All right, well, let's see if that's right this time, Phil. 450 says, don't you love it? It seems like you have the whole lake to yourself. As soon as I said that, a boat goes by. Yeah, it did seem that way for a while. And then I did start seeing some other boats out here. Shout out to Clint Perry. James says, what lake? I'm out here on Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier, Georgia. Hit Clint Perry with the 5 stars. The general of the money team. Man, I had no idea it was going to start getting dark this early, guys. I wonder if it's because of all overcast. You see that? He has a lot of overcast out. Is that why? Or is it just getting dark a lot earlier now? Uh-oh, I think we got a tappy tap. I think we got a tappy tap, guys. James said, what's your boat? I'm rolling in a Nitro Z20. Oh, wait a minute. Do I see something? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. We got Bobby in the chat. He said, where you at? I'm out here on Lake Lanier, trying to catch me a spotted bass before it gets dark out here. Oh, goodness, I was going to say we just need one, but I forgot we got to order for 2. I need to catch 2 spotted bass today. Somebody said they reached out to the order fulfillment center and put in an order for 2 spotted bass. So I can't let them down. Jeff said, you got to get 1 before you can get 2. Shout out to Patricia. She says, today is the first day of winter. Shortest day of the year. Is that what happened to me today, Patricia? I got tricked. I came out here and it started getting dark on me. Clint says, where's Blaster? I don't know. Blaster's missing in action. He's MIA. Maybe he's not used to me being out here on a Sunday. I'm not sure what is going on today. I didn't even see any bait fish. Well, yeah, I did. I did see one little pod of bait fish. Appreciate that, Texas Nuke. Thought I'd slide on out because I didn't make it out here on, was it Friday? I don't think I came out on, I was supposed to come out on Friday, but I didn't make it. So I was like, let me slide on out and see how my peoples are doing today. Did anybody fish any tournaments besides Bass Hunter? Bass Hunter said he pulled off a 3rd place finish yesterday, but he said, but they only paid 2 places. That was kind of messed up. They handed him an empty envelope. Just said, go to a crawdad color. Hit him with the craw. Let's go out a little deeper. Let's try that out. Go out to about 30 feet and work our way back to the 10 to 15 foot range and see if that helps. All right, so anybody, somebody? Patricia said, lake looks good, so good. Mass Bass. Tid says, where's the fish? He said, where's my order? Just said, do you ever try fishing uphill? That's what I'm doing now. I'm casting out into the deeper water and bringing it back. Just kind of fan casting right now because oh, and we got him. We got him. We got him, guys. Bam. Oh, my goodness. And I think it might be a good one. Do you see him? Do you see? Oh, man. Do you see that right there? What would you say the bendation is on the bendation chart? Do you see that fish? I think the bendation level is kind of high. Okay. I felt the tappy tap. Oh, my goodness. He just spit out a big old bait fish. You guys see that? Let's see if we can flip him. Oh, and we got him with the flip. We hit him in the lip and got him with the flip. Hi-yow, right in that mouthpiece. Now, you guys saw that, right? You know what that means? The bendation led to some girthification. And it felt good. I felt the tappy tap. Do you see him looking at you? I felt the tappy tap. And I knew I had to peel it back. All right, so I had an order for 2 spotted basses. It's Pure Alaska in the chat. You know how, like, when you see multiple moose, they're called meese? When you see multiple bass, they're called basses. And that's what we have right here. We got 1 bass, but we're looking for basses. We need 1 more. Shout out to the Mass Bass, Tid. He said, hey, bud, I'd like to put in an order for 2 spotted basses, please. The Mass Bass, Tid said, we need a bass to get some cash. Oh, my goodness. But you know who I haven't seen in the chat, guys? Do you know who's missing from the chat? Let's see. Oh, my goodness. Do you see who is a man of their word? Can you believe it? If you see something, I need you to say it because I know you see it. If you see it, I need you to say it. We're about to have a little fun right now. But I need to see who else sees what I see. Who else can see what I see? All right, I'm just checking something. All right, let's see. Let me just check the chat. Who saw what I saw when I seen it? Oh my goodness, hold on a second. You know something? We're gonna weigh this fish right away. When somebody comes into the chat and does what Clint Perry just did, guys, he just gifted 10 memberships. Now I need everybody that is watching to put CP in the chat. Shout out to Clint Perry. Let's see who all got those gifted memberships. Shout out to King Outdoors. Jam Swiffle is back in action. Oh my goodness. We got Pootie Tang. Oh my goodness. Fishing with Kedra is back in action. Who else is that? Khalif. We got Firearms and Fishing Outdoors. Oh my goodness. Kyle. Derry Lindsay. Ken Big Fishing. And Stanford Greenways. All got those gifted memberships. I need everybody to put CP in the chat. We always got to give credit where credit is. Pootie Tang says, hey, yo, thanks for the membership clip. All right, guys, we're going to be weighing a fish in just a second, too. Somebody may walk away with some cash for that bass. Shout out to CP. I see everybody shouting CP out. We got Home Slice in the chat. He says, hi to the new channel. How's it going? All right, do we have anybody else that's new in the chat? If you're new and this is your first time to the channel, type the word new in the chat so we can give you a proper introduction to the channel. But we're going to be weighing a fish, guys. All you have to do to participate in Bass for Cash is slide on in and hit the like button first. We need to get the likes up. You guys see those likes? Let's see if we can get a few more likes. And once we get a few more likes, as soon as we see the DQ Queen or Whipstick come in the chat, we're going to go ahead and open the scales and see if anybody wants to walk away with some cash for that bass. It's just that simple, guys. All right, so who is that? We got Home Slice. Home Slice says, hey, I'm new. All right, shout out to Home Slice. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. Once you see scales open, you will have 2 minutes to put your guess in the chat. If you guess the weight of the fish, you'll walk away with a nice cash prize, all right? Shout out to Home Slice. He says, hey, I subscribed and I liked it. He's like, am I going to win? You might just win. All you have to do is guess the weight of the fish now. But what I'm going to do before we open the scales, I'm going to put the fish on a measuring board so you can get an idea of how big it is. You'll be able to see the length, the girthification. And if you can guess the weight of the fish, courtesy of SWAT Lawn Operations, you'll walk away with a little cash prize to start your week right. Get you some Christmas cash. That's why we call it Bass for Cash, guys. I got to catch the bass in order for you to get some cash. All right, we're going to see if I can get one more tappy tap. I got an order for 2 basses today. Can somebody, what's the plural of bass? So 1 is bass, is 2 basses, and if it's 3 or more, then it's basses. Is that correct? Can anybody let us know in the chat? If you catch multiple basses, how many is that? We got Chad says, yo, he said, where you live at? I stay down south. I'm down here by Lake Lanier. The Mass Bass. TSC, he said bassist. CJ says, I just say bass for either. Jeff says, it's just bass, buddy. He said, what is going on with your mouth? 450 says, that would be correct. Tom Mick says, basses. What does Phil say? He says, it's just bass. There is no plural for it. But what if they're big, Phil? What if you catch some big ones? Like 3 big ones. Can they be basses then? Basses? Man, I caught 3 big old basses, my dude. I caught 3 big old basses. Chad says, I'm in Texas. He says his biggest bass is a 4-pounder. Uh-oh, Chad, you got to get your weight up. If you're in Texas, we got some Texas guys in the chat. They laugh at me when I catch a 4-pounder. They like, man, we use those for bait out there in Texas. All right, we need one more tappy tap. All right, I'm looking to see. Has anybody seen Whipstick or the DQ Queen? Somebody, anybody? The Mass Bass Tid says, did you copyright Gertha? I did not. But how about you check on Bendation? Google Bendation and see what comes up. Okay, Chad said he just started fishing. He already popped a 4-pounder. He says, I'm doing good here in these YouTube streets. Phil said, Basses is also correct. All right, Chad. Chad is out there getting some action. He said he ain't been fishing long, but he said he's busted a mouthpiece or two. All right, guys. Has anybody seen Whipstick or the DQ Queen in the chat? Chad said, me and my buddy want to start a channel for fishing. Well, Chad, guess what? Ain't nothing to it but to do it. That's it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Fofity says they MIA. The burning season says, where you at? He said in Japan. He said it's still daylight. The burning, are you in Japan? You're not in Japan. All right, I don't see Blastered in the chat. All right, we don't have a Blastered, but we do have a masked bass. Tid. All right, so Texas Newt and the masked bass. Tid. Generally, we need 2 people to do the work of one DQ Queen. Big shout out to Clint Perry, because there's no need to wait. So we're going to go into subscriber only mode, guys. So make sure if you're watching that you have subscribed to the channel. That's all that is required in order to participate in Bass for Cash. We are now in subscriber only mode. So you must be a subscriber to participate. Texas Noop and the Mass Bass Tid. Are both of you in the chat? Let's see if I can get a response from both of them. And then we may just go ahead and open the scales up, guys. We got hit with the tappy tap. All right, he says, what do we need to do? All right, so all you have to do is when I say we're ready, then you just type scales officially open in all caps. All right? And then you set a timer and you give the fine folks 2 minutes on that timer. That's their shot clock. They have 2 minutes to put their guesses in the chat. Once those 2 minutes are up, you type scales closed. Any guesses that are in between scales open and scales closed are official. And remember, if they put more than one guess and they are not a member of the money team, I need you to do the DQ Queen's job and let them know that they are disqualified so we can laugh at them. I think everybody likes a good laugh at somebody else's expense, right? I don't. I'm just saying the chat do. There's some mean people in the chat. But, I don't laugh at people like that when they get DQ'd. Clint Perry says, don't forget, Merry Christmas, everybody. All right. So are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Let's get 10 CPs in the chat. Everybody shout out CP. And I need somebody to count them for me. When we get CP in the chat 10 times, then we can go ahead and open the scales. I see 1. Can I get 2? I see 2. I see 3. I see 4. There's 5 right there. Looks like we got 6. Man, everybody wants this bass for cash funds. Shout out to DL Pet. We got Phil. We got Jam Swiffle back in action. All right, looks like everybody was ready for some of that action. All right, so now we're gonna do, I am going to shout out to Texas Newt. All right, guys, so all I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put that fish on the scale, and Mr. Masked Bass Tid, if you could, once you see that fish come out of the live well, type scales officially open and start a 2-minute timer for the fine folks. And anybody that puts more than 1 guess in the chat that's not supposed to, just kindly let them know that they're DQ'd. Oh, that's kind of a good one right there. The bendation was kind of sensational. But, I said the bendation level was kind of high. It had some high-level bendation going on. All right, so you can put the scales are officially open. As soon as you guys see scales officially open, you can get your guesses going. You have 2 minutes. This fish is 16.5 inches. Do you guys see that? Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me take this cold tag off. He might be a little longer than that. Okay, yes, this fish is 16.5 inches. Remember, 2 decimal places, guys. 16, 1 guess. If you put more than 1 guess, you're done. It's a good one. All right. You guys have 2 minutes on that shot clock. 16.5 inches. All right, guys. And while you're doing that, let me enter this fish into FishXLive. Want to give a big shout out to FishXLive.com, guys. Make sure you have already gone to FishXLive.com and download that app for free. And we're going to go to FishXLive right now into the journal section because I catalog all of these fish that I catch. It's one of the features that comes in FishXLive, guys. So if you don't have it, you're behind the times. But this is what allows me. So I open up FishXLive. I want to go to my journal of catches, but just go to FishXLive.com and you can download it for free. They're the fish that I have been catching in December so far. Let's see. There's a 4-pounder, and they're just kind of sorted by the date right now. All right, so we're going to add this catch in here. So this is Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier's, the species is a spotted bass. All right, and I'm watching the shot clock, guys. See how much more time you have left on the clock. I don't know the weight yet, so we'll just put 10 pounds in there for right now. Inches, it was 16.5, 16.5. All right. Picture of the fish. We'll add that in just a second. Let's turn the tracking on. Picture of the lure. We'll add that in just a second. The water temp. Water temp is 50 degrees. We're down there now, guys. Man, the scale's still open. It's been a long 10 minutes. All right, so today the weather is overcast. Weather is overcast. Water clarity is clear. Wind is 0 to 5. So we'll just go ahead and submit that real quick because I'm pretty sure the scales are about to close. All right, so now the scales are closed, guys. The scales are closed. All right, so we're going to get the official weight on this fish. Were there any DQs? Did we make it through with no DQs? It looked like a lot of guesses coming through there. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. Now, it's over 2. I'll say this fish will be I'll go with a 263. I'm feeling about a 263 right there. Fisher Vidal says he didn't even see the fish. We're gonna go with a 263. We're zeroed out. And let's see. Oh, I was a little heavy. I was a little heavy-handed, guys. 220. 220. Do we have anybody that came in with a 220? And now for FishXLive, let's go ahead and take a picture of the fish. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Do we have somebody to get DQ'd? So we're waiting to see if there are any DQs. And do we have anyone that gets 220? 450 says no, but almost. But guess what almost is? Almost is not good enough. Almost is not good enough. Nobody wanted that money. Whipstick ain't even here to tell you. Because you know if he was, he'd let you know that you don't want this money. All right, guys, so we're going to take a picture now so I can add it to my journal. So let's put this timer on. Where's my timer at? Let's see. Yeah, I need to turn my timer on. That's not it. That's not it. Goodness. All right. So just bear with me, guys. Okay, so I set my timer. Gonna set it on 5 seconds so we can get a picture of the fish. And this is just so you guys, anybody that you currently uses FishXLive, just so you guys can get a refresher on it. So now we're gonna hold this fish up right there. All right, so we got him. Now we're gonna go ahead and put him back. Was there no, oh my goodness, I see it, no official winner. All right, fishy, go ahead and go home. And there it goes. No official winner. 450 says DL Peck had 2.19. You know, what was the weight of the fish again? Where did I put the scale? Oh, 2.20. 2.20. So let's go ahead and finish entering this into FishXLive, guys. So we're going to go back to the journal. All right. So I put in pounds in there because I didn't have the weight. But now we're just going to go in here and edit the existing entry because I didn't put the picture. So we're just going to click on that right there. Click edit. And now we can go back and choose the image of fish, picture of fish. And I took a picture this time. So there we go. So we're going to add that picture. And this fish right here is where I can put the details that will be entered into the journal. And then we're going to turn the location on so it'll track the location. All right, so the details, let's see. Shaky head on a show marker leading into a creek, period. All right, and now we need a picture of the lure. So let's put that on camera, swap it around. There's a picture of the lure. Let's see. Goodness, I hit the wrong button again. Let me redo that. Shaky head on a rocky shoal marker in the mouth of a creek, period. All right, then we're going to submit that. Bam, there we go. Now it should come up right. Oh, I didn't put the weight in here. Let's go back and edit it again and put the weight in here. What was the weight? 2.20. 2.20. There we go. Now I can go in here and it'll be the first one that I just listed. So there we go, guys. There's the fish right here. So there's your partner holding the fish. We scroll down, I can see the details. Now, in your journal, this stuff right here is going to be private. Nobody else will be able to see that. Then it'll have the location of the fish on the map, so it'll give you a general idea. 50 degrees, water clarity clear, overcast conditions, 16.5 inches. There we go. So that is how we do that. All right, guys. 2.20. You didn't want that money. But Whipstick wasn't even here to tell you. All right, let's see. What time is it? All right, guys, we have 10 more minutes on the shot clock. Do you guys want to go ahead and call it quits, or you want to fish for 10 more minutes? It's getting dark out here now. I know you guys can't really tell. It looks a lot brighter out here on the camera than it is out here on the lake. But do you guys want to call it quits, or do you want to do another 10 minutes? Big shout out to Clint Perry, guys. Phil says, Have a great Christmas, everyone. Now, what did I just do? All right, Jeff said 10 more minutes. The Mass Bass, T had said, one last cast. All right, shout out to Clint Perry. Clint Perry said, go ahead and give us 10 more minutes. All right, we'll go ahead and hit Clint Perry in the head with 10 more minutes out here of this thing we call Bass for Cash, guys. After all, you did order 2 basses today, right? So we just need one more to make it happen. So today was not able to locate bait fish. So what I'm gonna do, the weather's good tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow, and I'll just spend a little more time, hopefully come out and have a little more time to go and just scan some different creeks and see if we can find some bait fish. Man, you know how when you change one thing or you start messing with stuff, you fix something, but then something else stops working? Now my trolling motor, let me hit spot lock on it and see what happens. My trolling motor's just kind of drifting right now. It's not really working. All right, let's see. Jeff Collins says 10 to win. We got Mickey in the chat says, go home, man. They ain't biting. He said that wasn't a real fish you just caught. He said that was AI. That wasn't a real fish. They ain't really biting. What's going on? We got Carson in the chat. All right, we have 7 minutes on the shot clock. Texas Noob says, money is night fishing. You see it, Texas Noob? I'm out here trying to fulfill an order. I got an order for 2 fishes. So let me go ahead and get this order right. We have 6 minutes left on the shot clock. Man, we're just drifting right now, guys. I mean, we're not moving fast, but I don't know what I did. But maybe I couldn't have tripped the breaker to my trolling motor because it's working. It's just not giving me any propulsion. Texas Noob says, did you charge the batteries? Yes, sir. So the trolling motor itself, see, the trolling motor's working, but the when I press the foot pedal, It's not doing anything. So I just have to figure that out in a little bit. Phil said, maybe your prop fell. Oh, goodness, Phil, don't say that. It would still make some noise even if the prop fell off. Fishing for Dollars says, different format I'm looking at on the iPad. I like it. We got Georgia Dog in the chat. It says, we out here night fishing. They must be biting good. It's the opposite. We out here night fishing and they ain't biting. We have 4 more minutes on the shot clock. So what happened, guys, is normally when I have been coming out here, it is not dark at this time. But Patricia said this is gonna get dark now. She said today is the first day of winter. Fisherman Dollar says it might be the switch. Luckily, I have an extra one, so we'll see when I get home. Carson says, how many have you caught? So we got 1 today. I think, how long were we out here, guys? Hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that? Oh, we just got another tappy tap, guys. Oh, and we got him. We got him. Oh, and he came off. Oh, my goodness. He came off, guys. He came off. Oh, I thought we were going to fill 2 orders for today. It came off. Come on, Fishing for Dollars. Don't laugh at that. Midwest said, run those likes. That fish said, run that hook set. He said, give me that hook set. Oh, man, we had the tappy tap and everything. We only have 2 minutes left on the shot clock, too. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? And I missed him. Mass Bass. Ted said, you were so close. I was. Phil says, you got to keep throwing. You got to keep throwing. Texas Nuke said, FBS, no, sir. That fish was coming to the boat. He just won the fight. Midwest says, that fish got a chin. He said, it took your punch to the lip. I hit him in the lip. Hey, I hit him in the lip. But I didn't get him with the flip. Man. We have 1 minute on the shot clock, guys. Fish for Dollar says, but you didn't Jake Paul him. Oh, my goodness, I didn't. You are quite right. He said, but you didn't Jake Paul him. All right, guys, this is the last cast. We have no minutes left on the shot clock once this cast comes in. Man, can you guys even see anything? Got my units down there. Man, so close. We got the tappy tap and everything. Midwest says, I think that was a road. No, sir, that wasn't a rock. Phil said, I think you got 10 minutes left. Nah, I'll try to come out a little earlier tomorrow, guys. All right, that's all she wrote. That is all she wrote. You guys didn't want this money. Once again, I have to go and have a talk with my order fulfillment center because I think the orders were wrong. I only saw an order for 1, but somebody said they put in an order for 2. All right, let's go ahead and turn these units off because I don't need them. Carson said, no. All right. Let's see. Take a look, guys. Yeah, I mean, you guys can't tell from camera, but it's darker out here than what it looks on camera. All right, Fish for a Dollar says, catch you later, Money Bass. Have a great Christmas, y'all. All right, really appreciate it, guys. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Again, big shout out to Clint Perry, guys. Slid right on in and hit you guys in the chin with 10 gifted memberships. I'll be back tomorrow, so everybody that got those gifted memberships, you can put them to use again and see if maybe you can walk away with some of this cash for these bass. All right, really appreciate everybody for supporting the channel, always getting active in the chat. We'll be back again. Deuces.